We need to live under His lordship. What do I mean by that? I mean that we need to act like we believe He's alive. We need to act like we believe He's alive. We need to live like we believe He's alive. And I want to wrap up with some questions. How alive is Jesus in your life? How alive is Jesus in your life? Is he alive? Is He someone you talk to? Is He someone that you walk with every day? Is He someone that influences every area of your life? You see, it's easy to say, oh, I believe Jesus is alive. It's easy to say, I believe that Jesus lives. It's easy to say, yes, I believe the resurrection. At least, in one sense, when I read Acts 17, at least those who didn't believe it had the courage enough to admit that they didn't believe it. But what about us? Are we witnesses to the resurrection? Do we live as though we believe He's alive? The proof comes day in, day out. The proof comes in how we live under His lordship and how we behave from day to day. You remember what Jesus said to His disciples in His closing hours with them. Jesus knew that He was going to the cross. Jesus knew that He was going to die. Jesus knew that this was going to be sort of the last formal gathering. And when you read about it, John 13 talks about it. And they came together. They celebrated the Passover together. They had a meal. Jesus washed their feet after the meal. And what a great picture of His willingness to serve them. And then He gave them some teaching. And when He taught them, He gave them a teaching that is something that should be burned into our hearts when it comes to being a witness of His resurrection. Jesus said, by this will people know that you are my followers. By this, in other words, people will see your witness to the resurrection, that I am alive, that you follow me, that I am your Lord, that I am your Savior. By this. Does anybody remember what He said would be the mark? It wasn't a Christian t-shirt. Even though I like those. It wasn't a bracelet. It wasn't a fish magnet on your car. He said, if you love one another. Isn't that what He said? This is how people are going to know you're my follower. If you love one another. In fact, He said, a new commandment I give to you. Love one another, even as I loved you.